Good morning, good afternoon. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for our Next Fest RMIT Open Day, the interactive workshop with MYOB. So my name is Trisha Andrews. I'm the Education Manager for Australia at MYOB, which actually stands for Mind Your Own Business. So I'm really excited today to be running our interactive workshop with you. So in our session, we'll be getting to explore two fabulous, exciting platforms, which is Skill Finder and dive into our own MYOB Academy. So two very exciting platforms, as I've said, that can help you upskill and develop for jobs of the future. So before we get started though, I just want to remind our attendees that we will have time at the end of today's workshop to go over any questions you might have. So if you pop them in the chat on the right-hand side, any questions today, then we will do our best to answer them as many as possible today, but if not, we can always connect afterwards and answer those questions for you. So the session is also being recorded and will be available to view on the RMIT Open Day platform after today's event. So before we kick off today's workshop though, I would like to acknowledge the people of the Woi Wurrung and Boon Wurrung language groups of the Eastern Kulin Nations, on whose unceded lands we conduct the business of the university. So RMIT respectfully acknowledges their ancestors and elders past, present and emerging. And whilst we also conduct our work remotely, as we find ourselves working that way currently, I want to pay my respect to the wider unceded lands of this nation. I'm actually coming to you from Western Australia today, so want to pay respect to our unceded lands here as well. So I'm just going to move on now to share with you a little bit about MYOB. So people often associate MYOB as a small business accounting platform. That's typically what we've been known as, with resources to support businesses, but it's actually so much more than that. So we've actually evolved into a SaaS, which stands for Software as a Service business platform for large and small businesses. So from small to medium enterprises to large ERP and advanced systems for bigger businesses. So we're really out there, we're passionate about helping businesses make fast, smart decisions to grow their business. So you can see our sort of mandate and our mission is to help businesses and business owners and students and educators start, survive and succeed. And as that, we have a wide range of educational training tools and resources to support any industry and to help you learn what it's going to take for businesses to actually do exactly that, start, survive and succeed today, but also in the future. So we partner with educators and industry associations and student groups. We're very passionate with our partnership with RMIT to help you transition into the workforce job ready, no matter what industry you're interested in, because all business need access to these business management platforms. So we've partnered with Skill Finder alongside other industry leaders, Microsoft, Google, AWS, which is Amazon Web Services, Adobe, IBM, Salesforce, just to name a few, so that you can actually access a wide range of educational training tools, which is exciting, which will help you. So you'll be supported and you'll gain networking opportunities to actually build your own soft skills and your digital technical knowledge. And what's really exciting is it's all for free. So I'll be showing you these today. I'm excited to get in there and actually go live and show you some of these platforms. So really anyone can access these platforms, as I said, anywhere, anytime on your devices, and you can learn at your own pace. There's a diverse range of courses and some of them are quite quick. You can complete in less than 2 hours. There's courses for beginners, advanced, intermediate. So they're really courses provided by leading digital companies and you'll get a taste of real world learning. And most courses actually provide certification, which whether you be starting out and going for first-time roles out there, part-time roles, once you actually get into university or into your early learning courses, then at the end of the day, it's always nice to have a certificate. So everything I'm going to show you today too, often you can get certificates. So it's nice to put that on your resume or on your own social profiles. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually jump into Skill Finder. So as I said, it's actually, I will go into the live environment now. So here, you can actually access Skill Finder through the MYOB Academy, which we will post links into the chat afterwards for you. So you can either access them direct through Skill Finder or come through our MYOB Academy. So it's an online resource that helps connect you to a range of courses. So whether you're interested in design, project management, coding, artificial intelligence, digital marketing, basically Skill Finder can help you learn, but also nurture your passion and give you a taste of what you could be doing in the next 3 to 5 years, because sometimes it's hard to know which direction would you like to take. So Skill Finder actually does give you insights into career pathways, more knowledge of those industries, even expected earnings and things like that. So as I said, it's all great resources to have at the tip of your fingertips. So what I'm going to jump into right now is I'm going to tab across. No, it doesn't want to do it. So I'm going to just jump across into the live environment. So what we've got here, this is a Skill Finder platform. And as I said, you can actually go direct from MYOB Academy, or you can go direct to Skill Finder. So what we do is once you've got to the platform, you'll notice that there's 3 main tabs. So there's categories, contributors, and career pathways. And again, you can see here, there's a number of key main brands that are associated with Skill Finder. So lots of industry leaders, which is really exciting. So what we'll do to start off with, we're going to select categories. So you can see as I hover here, here's all the core categories. So literally you can pick a course based on what your interest might be or what you'd like to learn more about. And then what you can do is you can actually scroll down here and you can see, once we pick our courses, there's different sort of levels of course. So I'm going to go down here and pick digital marketing as an example. So what we can see here is various providers that are actually providing these digital marketing courses. So, and there's literally hundreds and hundreds of courses here. And as I mentioned before, you can actually pick by level of difficulty. So there is beginners, intermediate, advanced, depending on what you've actually selected here. So from a point of view of if I were going to look at digital marketing, and I'm picking MYOB as an example. So what we've got here is there's actually 6 courses from a digital marketing perspective that we at MYOB offer. So, and you can see that they're beginners, they're less than an hour, and you can enroll now. Now that will actually take you back into our MYOB Academy platform, which is what I will actually do after we've done this. But I just wanted to show you that as an example of how you sort of navigate through Skill Finder. Another really interesting area is the career pathways. So if we look in career pathways and we're interested again in digital marketing specialists, we'll stick on that same theme. We come into here and this is really valuable information and give you some really good insights into these industries. So it gives you an indication of the weekly pay, an indication of the sort of percentage of full-time versus part-time or sort of full-time share. Very strong future growth. It's nice to know that you're looking at a career pathway that has good future growth potential and is a very, very high skill level rating and average hours, average income, etc. So, and you can actually then go through again and find over 150 Skill Finder courses relevant to that pathway. So I feel this is a great tool, free tool, when you're sort of learning and you're starting out, or whether you're going back to reskill or upskill. This is a really valuable tool for you to explore what your potential options could be. because often, you know, we change and we want a change and we'd like to see what those industries offer, but also how good is it when you've taken time to learn and upskill those transferable skills and capabilities when you go for your interviews, when you go for new roles, to be able to actually demonstrate that you've taken the time and you have an awareness of those industries, but you've taken these courses, if you've got some certificates, it's fabulous. I know when I've recruited myself in the past, that when people come and they can actually talk through these sorts of skills and they're learning that they've taken to time themselves, it always impresses me. So I'm just going to jump back to my holding slide here, where we'll move on to the next topic here. So next I'm going to cover, as I said, we started on using Skill Finder, so I'm just going to launch now into the social media, which kind of ties in with that digital marketing, because I think that Skill Finder is pretty cool. But now for some fun stuff. So to help you get an idea of what our courses are actually all about, I'm going to focus on the social media brand opportunities. So what's great is when I take you into, again, the MYOB Academy, I can show you that this is just the intro. You can actually deep dive into specific courses around those social media platforms. So this is a 20-minute course. So we'll be exploring all the major social media platforms, which will help us understand more about social media demographics. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know already, I've got your most favorite platforms, but it's always good to understand more about each platform. So you can see on this slide some of the benefits of establishing a strong brand on social media. And again, this is coming from a lot of this data is a business perspective. However, building your own personal brand on social media is really important. So just some key stats that you can see on this slide from the Yellow Social Media Report from the 2020 consumers, that a staggering 79% of Australians actually check social media at least once a day. I know I'm one of those. 58% using social media first thing in the morning. And 23% of us use social media to keep up to date with brands and businesses, as well as our friends and family. Now, these stats really help us get an understanding about how many people are using the platforms, at what time of day, and which platforms are they using, often multiple platforms, but I think we do have favorites as well. And you don't have to be a business just to learn about branding on social media. Exploring branding for developing our own personal brand is really, really important, because again, future employers do actually use social media to go check you out when they're actually going through that interview process. And just to see, if they see you as professional and representing yourself professionally on social media, it can again really give you a head start. So it's also a great tool in building professional relationships and connections. So again, I'm going to get started with MYOB Academy. So I'm just going to switch across to MYOB Academy. So bear with me a second. Look into my Academy tab. So again, you'd log into, we'll put the actual information into the chat on how you get to Academy. But I'm just going to go to my slide here. So, and you can see here, as I'm talking to you, it's sort of interactive. So it's moving from Academy to Skill Finder. So this is where you can also get into Skill Finder from here. So if we think of social media, actually, I think first of all, I'm going to start by showing you how you log into MYOB Academy, because this is quite important. So you can see here, this is the home page. But if I log in, now what we recommend you do is you actually set up a login. You just need an email, student email preferably. And then literally, you just need to create a password, and that's all you need to do to access a number of courses completely free of charge. So once you sign up, you can actually enroll in these courses. So I've just jumped into my profile. So what you can see here, these are a number of courses that I have actually started through MYOB Academy. So there is a whole library, but because today I'm showing you the social media one, I'm just going to jump straight to that. But I would encourage you to go in and explore, because there's a variety of courses available for you. Associated to sort of helping small business as well as larger business. But at the end of the day, if you are, a lot of employers and a lot of potential employers too, if you go there saying that you've got these extra, as I said, accreditations, certifications in a number of these courses, that all actually help small business as well as it's helped you on your own learning journey. So in here, it tells me which courses I've started, completed, etc. And I'm going to go into the intro to social media for business, but you can see here, it actually does the specific courses for each platform. So I will jump into intro into social media for your business so that we can really unpack a little bit more about social media. So you can see here, start learning, and it's as simple as following these steps. It takes a couple of moments to get in, and we're in. So what I'd like to do now is just sort of go, I'm just going to move across here. And when we think of social media, we do think about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, but it's more than that. So really, social media does enable us to communicate with other people, but it allows us to promote our personal brand and our business. So with social media, we often think about needing to sign up immediately and, just get on to pick a platform, pick your favorite platform. But it's not just about signing up. You need to stay active. You need to stay engaged, and you need to really keep it up to date and interesting for people to interact and engage with you. So what I'm going to do now is just to scroll down here to really let's look at the four main platforms here. If we compare the four main sites. So if we start really with Facebook. So Facebook has over 2 billion active users monthly, with 1.4 billion users using it every single day. And we can see that a staggering amount of content is being uploaded daily, with over 300 million photos being posted and 8 billion videos views every day. So that's huge numbers. You can see that that's obviously the front runner. Next, we have Instagram. I'll move across to Instagram. And again, we can see Instagram. It was founded in 2010. So it has over 8 million active users and 5 million daily active users. So each day, 95 million photos are uploaded, with 250 million stories being posted. If we now move on and have a little look at Twitter. Twitter was founded in 2006, has 300 million monthly active users and 100 million daily active users. So we can see that there's a difference in the number of users on each platform, depending on what they're consuming and sharing. Now, the one that I feel that we, really also need to encourage you to look at from a point of view of your career and networking is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a social network for professionals. On a monthly basis, there are 200 million active users with over 20 million company pages. Think about the number of potential employers who use LinkedIn to actually scout for their next potential candidate, but also to promote their businesses to attract their future staff. So, and then lastly, we have Snapchat. Snapchat has over 178 million daily active users, with 3 billion snaps created daily and 10 billion video views. That's more than our actual human population, so pretty impressive. So now from there, so that just again gives you some insights. And as you can see on each of those tabs as well, often on those tabs, I know the Snapchat one had it, there are also more information. So in the site, you'll find that there's resources on each of these sort of pages as we're scrolling through, so that you can actually go and learn in your own time more about the data that we're sharing. But as I also said, there's a number of courses that drill down to more specifics about each platform. So if we take a little look at our audience overview, so when we're developing a social brand, it's really important to understand the different users and the sites they want to explore and engage with. So again, if I just sort of overview the data in this space, we can see that Facebook has 53% of users are female and 47% are males. So out of the 9.7 million users on Instagram, 57% again are females, whilst 43% are males. If we jump across and have a little look at Twitter, obviously the majority of users are males in that space and 35% are females. And LinkedIn, which has that second highest result there, has over 11 million users, with 53% being males and 47% being females. And lastly, Snapchat has the majority of its users being females. So again, some interesting data there. So from this, we can kind of see that Facebook is a fantastic way to reach a wider audience, and LinkedIn coming in second for professional and career use. So again, some really, really interesting data there. So although we're focusing on developing an online personal brand, I'm just going to scroll down to here. What we can see is there's some interesting data again to see how social media can impact businesses and play a key role in shaping our lives. And again, when you're going for these roles, the more knowledge you have about sort of what's affecting them, a lot of businesses, they actually now see that social media plays an important part of their marketing. So they're looking to attract and to have members in their team that are also really aware in this area and progressive in this area. So all of this knowledge is just going to add to your transferable skills. So really from the 2018 Yellow Social Media Report, we can really have a little look at what people are spending and investing in this area. So small businesses, typically a small business will invest up to $4,879 annually on their social media marketing, whereas a bigger business will spend around here nearly $25,000 annually on their social media. So again, if we look at this, 53% of small businesses measure social success via their comments and their likes. And if you think about, if we think about the last time you wanted to actually buy something, did the amount of likes on the brand impact your decision making? So these numbers show us that there's more to social media than really meets the eye, and it's so important to know how you can really optimize social media to extend your brand and how you can help future employers and influence that. So really then we would go down and we would have a little look at what are your social media goals. And what I do love is, as I said, all the source reports are here for everything I'm covering with you today. So now that we know our platforms, and now that we've got an indication of what our audience looks like, we start to think about how, what are our social media goals, again, whether it's personal or business. So because there's a lot going on in that social media space, and there's a lot of users creating goals really is important to help navigate what you want to do. So if we look here, it's important to sort of think about what is your business really about. So what's your USP, your unique selling proposition? What makes you unique? What are you passionate about? That is really going to help you make that plan on your social media goals. Maybe you're more creative and you want to create an online website that really sort of showcases your own individual style. So by understanding your whys, you can create a great online brand and presence to highlight what really you stand for. So my next question is really, what are you passionate about? So again, we're showing you in here how you stand out from the crowd. So how are you unique? So if we go down and we can sort of see here that, again, what sets you apart from the others. So in here, I've actually got a little game. So if we go through, let's have a look here. How are you unique? And again, some tips on considering what does make you different. What's your value? And also really what sort of content and offers and sort of what other goals do you want to share through your social? But if you think about other brands that we know in the marketplace, it's a little bit of a quick little game so that we can match the brands that I'm sure you've all heard of here that we see to what you know are their key messages that you see on their social, on their, or across all their advertising typically that you sort of associate with these brands. So they've obviously honed in as this being their USP. So at this point, if we think of Red Bull, I'd like to invite you into the chat. I've just got it so that I can see the chat here as well. If you think of Red Bull, what is the actual messaging that goes with Red Bull? And then I can match that together. So if you want to share that with me in the chat, or so I know that when I'm thinking of Red Bull, initially, we are Red Bull gives you wings, to give you ideas. So if I'm thinking next about PayPal, it's actually already there. We can see it right next to it. So that's a simple one. But again, we associate it's making payments secure and simplifying how we can make payments. So again, we'll match that to PayPal. Now, if I'm thinking of one of my favorite brands that I know I spend a lot of time with, Netflix, it definitely would be watch anywhere, cancel at any time. So we'll match that there. So that means that literally Uber, we associate with igniting opportunity by setting the world in motion. So again, I'm optimistic that we've got those right, but you'll find again through these short courses that we do have a few little assessments and fun, I guess, ideas to go through, and it takes you through to sort of do little self-assessments along the way, or little fact checks, knowledge checks in some of these courses too. So I guess, like I mentioned before, it's important to know which users are using which platforms. So if I come down, so as we said, it's important to know who your customers are. So this will help you strengthen your strategy and create a stronger online brand. So what we'll do is we'll actually go down and delve into this a little bit more as we go down. What do our actual users look like here? So if we think about the quizzer, so they're the person that, you know, they'll do polls and they like to ask questions and they'll share their own thoughts, or they'll actually run polls to see what other people's thoughts are. So they want to actually, you know, actually gauge what other people are thinking to help influence them on how to buy, because they find it hard to decide what to buy. They've probably seen either too much or too little information, so they will ask for others' opinions. So that's the quizzer. Now we've got the inspirer. So they are someone that they are often the influencers, and they're often ahead of trends and are actively broadcasting on multiple platforms about the topics that they're passionate about. And they love new ideas, and they're, you know, often looking for the next best thing, as it says here. And, you know, they often have a lot of followers and a lot of friends who value their feedback and their information. And then the athlete. So again, this is someone, interaction is important to them, and they'll often be across all of the platforms. And they'll be posting daily, they'll be tweeting, they'll have lots of likes and shares, and they are very competitive and they want to be seen a lot, typically. And as customers, they're well informed, and they will take time to read reviews, and they're always ready to share their own reviews as well. So again, that's that demographic of user. Then I will move on to the nurturer. So really, they like to really get a lot of information. They like reading all the blogs. They like reading all the reviews in detail. They will seek out advice. They are literally a strong sense of responsibility to find out as much as they can and then inform others. And they're always looking for a good deal as well. So as you can see, look, there's so many different types of users. So I think it's important to understand the different demographics, but also understand how the different users, how they use the various platforms. So really, to get this social media, get it going, what we've got next is just a few tips on before you get started. And you've got to look at, as Simon Sinek's saying here, they don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So it comes back to that, what makes your passion, how you can be unique in what you're doing. So at the end of the day, you're deciding what you want social media to do for you as well, whether it's generate more sales, build your own brand awareness, a bit of both. So often there's multiple goals. So before you get started, it is important to define what you really want to achieve on social media, identify that target audience, consider what content and the formats, whether it's a mixture of photos, blogs, pictures, information, infotutorials, etc. And then produce think about how you can track and measure success, because all of these platforms, when you actually delve into them individually, often have a great range of analytics that sit behind that you can sign on to all the analytics as well that go with it. So once you've sort of come up with that, and to help you get started, a great tool is a tool called Hootsuite. Now, Hootsuite is something that helps you manage multiple platforms. So literally, it's a free social media strategy template. Again, you can read more about Hootsuite and this template, but I've actually used this. It's a great tool to consolidate your posts and planning and scheduling and that sort of thing too, as well as some really good analytics that sit with that. So now that we've actually identified which platforms you might be interested in, before you get started, you need to make sure you've got everything you need to get set up. So you need your mobile, obviously, you need a mobile number and an email. You will also then need all of your business details if you're doing a business social pages, type of business, more information. And then obviously photos, cover photos. And again, there's guides. All the platforms will have their preferred guides for actually setting them up. So obviously it's important that they look professional from the get-go, really important. So from there, once you're ready to set up, a few extra things that you can be doing and that you should potentially consider before you get started is always ask for help. Family, friends, colleagues are great resources that will help you bounce off ideas, share feedback, give you some insights, and it's a good way of getting started too, to build those connections by starting to ask your family and friends and share them amongst your network of family and friends. Obviously, if your site's inactive, out of date, doesn't look good, then you need to make sure, as we've said before, when you're getting ready, that you are setting it up to succeed from the very get-go by just taking on board those tips. Keep your name consistent so that you've got the same name across the various platforms, because otherwise it can get a little bit confusing if you sort of don't keep that consistency going. And it will help when people are searching online. And then I guess the last tip is promote, promote, promote. Put it as many places as you can. It's really important to put your social media links on everything you've got. It's especially important if you want to display your work, and even things like on your email signatures, just everywhere you can, on your websites, on your business cards, etc. So that really, as I said, shows you just one of our exciting courses on MYOB Academy. So I'm just going to jump back to our PowerPoint here and move that out across from there. Go back to my slide, bear with me here. So what we've got here is, how do we sign up for MYOB Academy? So we might have some questions. If there's any questions, we're on track. We've got 6 more minutes, I believe, for my moderators. So if there is any questions coming through, we did have a question, which is, how do I sign up for MYOB Academy? It's really simple. As I showed when I jumped into Academy, you literally just need your email, you create a password, and it's great if you're actually signing up to Academy whilst at uni or at school is if you can use your education emails, but if not, any email, you can sign up to MYOB Academy. There is no time limit to completing the courses. So from a point of view of completing the courses, there is no time limit. They don't expire. So you can do it self-paced. And as I said, what's really exciting is you can capture then and you can prove that you've done these courses. And I would really urge you to have a look, because there's a number of courses. If you're looking at in the future, especially if you're looking at different businesses all need these sort of business management platforms to run their business, large and small. So when you actually go through and have a look, it will give you some insights into what businesses need to actually run their business. So aside from the digital marketing courses, Business 101, there's a number of other additional learning platforms and short courses in there that will help, combined with the Skill Finder courses, really give you more insights into a variety of, I guess, challenges in business today, but also the sorts of technology now that's available to help businesses start, survive, succeed. And if you are looking at, you're currently a high school student, is there any courses that I can recommend? Well, definitely the digital marketing courses, but I would say, as I said, it's depending on which areas of businesses you're interested in, definitely go to Skill Finder. MYOB has a number of courses within Skill Finder too, but it will give you those insights into different businesses. But MYOB Academy does have a large range of courses in there. So I would just really recommend you go explore. And if you would like to connect with me, as we've spoken about social media, you can find me on LinkedIn. By all means, connect with me. MYOB are really proud and passionate to be partnering with RMIT. And we're always doing projects with RMIT. We're very proud to be associated with you all, and would just wish you all the best with your the rest of the Next Fest and also your future careers. And we're here to assist as you go on those learning journeys and pathways, and partner with RMIT to help you survive and start and succeed as well. Okay, I've got another question here. So if I want to study civil engineering, is it recommended? Well, I would say absolutely go and have a look at Skill Finder and see, get some insights into that industry. So absolutely, I think every different industry and career pathway, you've got to go do your sort of research. But civil engineering, I would say, would be definitely a very topical career to do more research on and consider. I'm just being asked if there's any more questions. So I'm going to wrap up now. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope this has helped share some insights and wish you all the best. Thank you. Thank you for having me.